Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. Shortly after being sworn in, President-elect Trump will unveil a new list of tax cuts for everyone. But how will those cuts affect you? Here with the answers is Allie Kelly. She's the economy reporter for Business Insider. Hi, Allie. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So how will this next round of Trump tax cuts differ from the initial tax reforms introduced during his first term?
Absolutely. So, in Trump's first term, he really focused on lowering taxes for high income earners versus the middle class or lower income families. And so I think that we can expect that again in a second Trump term is continuing to lower taxes for people that are high income earners. The other thing that Trump has talked about on the campaign trail and in his policy proposals for his second term are lowering taxes on Social Security, people's Social Security income, and lowering taxes on tips. Whether people will really see savings from these we'll kind of see, because it will also be influenced by his other proposed policies on tariffs and things like that that will impact consumer prices. So otherwise, his taxes on Social Security will also be impacted the way that the Social Security fund is funded. So there's a lot of different things in the way that government programs are funded that are going to be impacted by Trump's taxes. But yeah, we will wait and see.
When you talk about trickle-down economics and you think about the potential for the tax cuts, who do you think will benefit the most initially?
Yes, particularly on those Trump's proposal to cut taxes on Social Security income. I think that people that are, have retirement income from their 401k, from pensions, from other things, in addition to Social Security, will really experience kind of a tax cut in how much taxes they're paying on their monthly Social Security checks. One of the things that could be a problem for people that are lower income is that the way that the Social Security fund works is people pay into it throughout their careers, but it's also, one of the government itself that major expenditures. So we're going to see potential tax cuts impacting the Social Security fund's solvency. So that fund is funded through taxes, and it could continue to lead to potentially lower benefits over the next decade. So that's the thing that we're looking at short-term versus long-term impact on people, where tax cuts could help in the short term, particularly for high-income earners. But the way that government programs are funded for the middle class or lower-income people could potentially be hurt over time.
Allie, what specific changes can middle-class taxpayers expect, and how might these cuts impact their tax returns?
Right. So I think that middle income Americans are looking at a potential tax cut. It's something that we're not quite sure exactly what that will be, but it's something that Trump has suggested, and what that cutoff will be, we'll see. But I think people will have a little bit of tax relief, particularly on their income taxes, and maybe if they're in service work, taxes on tips or something like that. But we're also looking at pretty high tariff policies in Trump's proposals. So that could impact the way that people pay for consumer goods. Anything that is imported could have a high, but for businesses that are domestic, they will see incentives. And a little bit of difference in price for things that are made domestically versus foreign.
Yeah, we could see more made in America, especially with the tariffs. Real quickly, small business and corporations likely to be affected by the Trump tax cuts early on?
Yeah, I think that it's really interesting. Small businesses, I think that we'll have to wait and see. Trump hasn't outlined a lot of specific policies for small businesses themselves. As for corporations, Trump has proposed lowering the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15% for firms that make their products in the US. So we could see kind of this made in America boom for domestic products, but a lot of the products that Americans use on the daily, from trucks to things like imported beer, are something that we could see. Even people shopping at Walmart have said that they really could see a hike in prices.
Very good, Allie. We'll have to leave it there. For more information, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.